everybody. Welcome to my amazing show. My producer always tends to make me laugh right before we go live, so I feel like I have to gather myself before we go live. I'm coming live to you from Dayton, Ohio, and I love doing the shows. I love coming here on Wednesdays, being able to chat with someone and find out what's going on in your life and being able to share information with you. So please feel free, call in, come join me on this show. I love doing this. So let's talk about some stuff that I have. With 2024, I have decided to, not I have decided, Spirit has decided to change my business and do some things. And so, what I have is an offering for all of you. I have lots of free things this year. So, right now, if you like receiving daily affirmations, you can go into my online temple, which is templeofthesacredcircle.org. I've mentioned it here on the show before. And I have a temple community there. If you click on community and join the community, it's free. Yes, you can be a voting member, but it is free to join the community. And with that, you get, a free chakra class and a couple of other things joining the community for free. But one of the things that you get is I am posting daily affirmations in the community. So you'll get a daily affirmation every day. And if you join me on Facebook at Maria Leggett Medium or on Instagram at Maria Leggett Medium, I am posting daily journal prompts. And in those journal prompts on Mondays, we're going to have Meditation Monday. On Tuesday, we're going to have Intuition Tuesday. And on Saturday, there's going to be Symbol Saturday. And of course, there'll be journal prompts from the other days as well. But what I want to do is I want to let you know that we have lots of free ways that's going to help you to work with your intuition so that you can begin developing your connection. And one of the things that I do is on the first Tuesday of the month, we have Practicing Your Intuition, which is a free live coaching session that you can join with me through the temple. And of course, if you want to set up a one-to-one reading, you can join me at marialeggett.com and book a one-to-one reading with me. And I'd be happy to do it. I do it on Zoom and of course, in person in my office in Dayton, Ohio. So tonight I want to say welcome to Stephanie. Thank you very much, Stephanie, for joining. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing very well. How can I help you this evening? Happy New Year, by the way.
You too. I don't know. I have a lot of people that have passed in the past years. My grandpa being the most recent, and I don't know.
So you want to hear from crossover loved ones?
I would love to.
Okay. All right. So Stephanie, here we go. Let's go and see who we have. I'm going to take my glasses off for this. The very first thing that I want to talk to you about is they're showing me that some of the things that you've been experiencing lately are random moments of sadness, especially because we've just been through the holidays. And they're talking about this being a moment where you're really missing a connection with people who are close to you and wanting to find ways of reconnecting with them to know when they're around. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
I feel like I need to reach out and put my finger underneath your chin and tell you, chin up, kiddo, and to always keep your head held high. Remember what an amazing human being you are, and never to allow an emotion to send you into a downward spiral. They're showing me that you have a tendency of keeping your head down, and it's really important to keep your head up in all of the things that you are going through right now. They show it to me as though life has thrown you some curveballs and you're just trying to do your best to catch them rather than missing them and just move through life the best that you can through all of it. Does that make sense?
Right.
I know that you had said that your grandpa just passed away, but I'm trying to see if there's anybody else who is with him. He is showing me that there is a lady who is standing next to him as well. So I definitely want to talk about a partner for him. He is The way that I see him is somebody who would have held themselves up, right? Not bent over when they were at full health. And he talks
Right.
about being able to walk with pride. That was a very important thing with him, walk with pride. And he says that, getting old isn't easy. Getting old is not something that we can often do with grace because we have to rely on other people to help us. And when you are a very independent man with a very independent soul, we don't like having to rely on other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah. He hated that.
He hated it. I absolutely agree with you. And he says that he's taking me and showing me, like, when my grandmother passed away, me having to do things and help her with things that she didn't really want me to have to help her with. But
Right.
I did it because I loved her, and that's what he's talking about. The things that you did, he recognizes that it was an opportunity for you to finally give back to him in a way that he gave to you when you were younger. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I did it because I wanted to.
Yeah, and he recognizes that now. He shows it to me as though he was like a little stubborn, going, no, let somebody else do it. And one of it
Right.
was because he's embarrassed. I don't want you to have to take care of me because I'm supposed to take care of you. And he says that he wishes now that he had been a little more patient with you trying to help him, because he recognizes
Yeah.
now you did it because of how much you loved him. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he says, I want to apologize to you for being a little abrupt and gruff. He said, you didn't do anything wrong. I need you to know you didn't do anything wrong. And I want to say thank you to you for loving me through all of the changes, all of the things. And he talks about cleaning me up and making sure that I got fed and making sure that, meds. It was like you literally went through the list with the nurses. These are things I have to do. This is what you have to do. And making sure that he was taken care of as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And he's
For
he's
sure.
so grateful to you. He wants you to know that he appreciates everything you did for him, because one of the greatest joys in his life was being able to be there for you and hold your hand when you were little, being able to walk with you and watch you do things. And he says that he talks about that difficult transition for most girls, right? From being like that 10-year-old to being 14. There's that really weird stage where we don't know what we are. We're not a kid, we're not a
Right.
teenager. And he says, it was important to me that I was able to be there through all of those moments. And I want you to know that watching you grow up and watching you become a woman meant so much to me. And I carry that with me over to the other side. And I am so grateful for all of the time that we had together. And he shows to me that there was a point in your life where um, he shows it to me almost as if you would have moved away to like go to college or just moved away for a short period of time. And it's not that there was anything bad. He's just showing me that there was a time and space where you weren't in close proximity
Around
together.
as
Does that
much.
make sense?
Yeah, I wasn't around
Okay,
as much.
perfect. And he says, it's the natural progression of life. We don't have to look back at things and go, oh, I wish I had XYZ. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
He says, I don't want you to think about all the shoulda, woulda, couldas. He said, I want you to remember the time that we had. I want you to remember. He shows me that it was really important to you that you were able to like look in his eyes, because I can see these eyes looking at me. They look like my dad's eyes, and my dad's eyes were like this watery blue when he passed away instead of being bright blue when he was younger. But I
Yeah.
can see these eyes looking at me, and it's like I'm looking at them, just being grateful that I can see into them and feeling all the feels, right? And he says that he says you were right when you just knew when everything was going to shift and change and it was time for him to pass away. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
He says, I know that you knew. And he said he shows it to me as though I don't feel like he was alert right there at the end, but he wants you to know that yes, he did come and visit you right before he passed or about that time, so that you know it's not just you imagining things, that he did come and do a visitation with you. Do you understand this?
Mm, I don't know.
That's okay. He shows me that he was around you, like his energy, right? Not him physically, but his spirit was
Right.
around you right before he passed. So it's important for you to
Yeah.
know that he was there. He wanted to come and say goodbye to you before he left. Um, he said he wants you to know that he feels so much better. He is strong, he is healthy, and he salutes me, which usually is my symbol for being in the military. He just wants you to know that he is strong and healthy, and he appreciates everything that you did for him. And he is so grateful for you. And he says to remember, don't forget, lift your chin up, move forward, be happy. And don't forget to be the woman that you were raised to be, sharing in love and joy with all those around you, feeling happy and healthy. So many blessings to you, Stephanie. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it very much.
Am I?
Ooh, throw my glasses on so I can see again. So thank you so much for being on here. I want to be able to remind everybody, if you want to book a one-to-one reading with me, you can go to marialeggett.com and click on book with me. And there's a whole link of things where we can do Akashic record readings, and we can do past life readings, and we can do spirit guide readings, lots of different things that we can do together. And I have lots of freebies, lots of classes and things. And if you want to go to Temple of the Sacred Circle and join up, there is a free chakra basics class, and we have free tarot layouts, lots of amazing goodies for you for joining the community. So I am so appreciative for each and every one of you being on here with me and seeing me each week. I love doing what I do, and I wouldn't trade this for the world. I thank each and every one of you for being on here, and I hope you all have an absolutely amazing new year ahead of you. Thank you for being with me on this amazing wild ride, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.